So today, I want to talk about a business award we received in 2022. But I'm using this background picture uh, as part of the presentation I'm going to give. Just to give a little history about this picture right here. This is grad students at the University of South Florida, in which I was asked to come in to speak about neighborhood transformation to these grad students. These grad students are going out in the world to actually begin to create changes in the neighborhood. And I was sharing with them the necessity to make sure that they be a bottom-up approach, that residents are drawn in at the very beginning in a partnership and not this someone that is on the outside, but they're part of the table in terms of making decisions. I did so good with this presentation that about 2 years later, they invited me back to speak to another group of grad students. Prior to this, I spoke to grad students when I was in Baltimore at Johns Hopkins University. As you know, Johns Hopkins University in Baltimore is considered to be one of those prestige types of institutions. But I was given the honor to speak to those students about neighborhood transformation and the necessity to make sure that residents are part of the narrative in terms of how change come about. And then to share with them some of my ideas in terms of what does community development look like. Okay, I can jump back in the picture now. Let's go. Let me see if I can share this so we can get started with the presentation that I have for you today. But I did want to give some background information.
Recording in progress.
So I was given this award in 2022 because of the role that we play in terms of making change. I grew up in one of the most poorest and violent and infested neighborhoods in the nation. In Baltimore, West Side, Sandtown, our community. Just to give a little background about my neighborhood that I come from. Movies and books were written about it. One of the most popular, most recent ones are The Wire. Also included is The Corner. A book was written called Poor Black in Real Trouble. And a movie was made called Homicide that showed the environment in which I came from. The likelihood of being a success in my neighborhood when compared to the nation was very low. The likelihood of growing up and developing a approach to transforming poor communities was even lower. Hello, my name is Michael Randolph. I'm with the Center for Nonprofit and Community Development. I'm from the hood, and actually I'm a community builder. So I received this reward in 2022. The industry that I'm in, which is nonprofit and neighborhood transformation, is predominantly dominated by white middle to upper class organizations that come into Black communities to do what they call transformation. I received this reward because, in part, when you compare us to those organizations, we far exceed them when it comes to cost benefit, cost effectiveness, and scope of services. As a small nonprofit on a national level, we were able to go and compete with giant organizations that provide that type of services that we provide, which is nonprofit development that includes leadership and capacity, and community development that includes how do you transform our poor communities. I was honored to get this recognition when you look at the crowded field of those people that are pretty much in the industry doing the same thing that I'm doing. I think that our success come in understanding how to take a very little and to get a very lot. When we compare ourselves against those organizations that are well-to-do, we're able to deliver a better rate of return on that investment, be it government, foundation, etc. So I'm honored to have received this award, coming from the neighborhood I come from, and I'm still in those type of neighborhoods, and being able to be recognized, because I wasn't supposed to make it. I was supposed to be dead in prison, strung out on drugs, or something like that, because all of those are the entrapments in the neighborhoods that I come from. That's why my life destiny was to change that narrative, to provide people that's in those neighborhoods with a hand up in order to change their life, to create an opportunity whereas so that quality of life, no matter who you are, that quality of life is increased and they're in a better economic and social and healthy position in order and position to do what they need as individuals. So that's been my commitment. Again, I'm so honored to have received this award because it shows that it's that change comes from within. And if we're going to change the texture and the fabric of our communities, Black communities, we need to be able to get trained, educated, come back, and be the driving force behind creating that change in our communities. African American communities are very unique, especially poor communities. And we think the more specialized you are in understanding the ins and outs of living in these neighborhoods, and probably the best thing you can do is to have lived in the neighborhood, then you're in a better position to get the training necessary to create the change in the neighborhood. So I just want to quickly jump on and share that with y'all. I'm feeling real good today. I'll be back again. You know I will. I'm not sure what the topic is going to be, but be on the lookout.